You're all welcome to today's section, and it's going to be an amazing one. Like I said earlier, it's going to be very, very informative. So I'm sharing my screen quickly, but before then, let me check again if everybody can hear me. So if you can hear me, if you can hear me, and you can see my screen as well, kindly type in one so I know you can hear me and you can see my screen. Kindly type in one in the chat section so I can set the ball rolling. If you can hear my voice and you can see my screen, kindly help me know you can do so. Kindly type in one. If you can hear my voice, you can see my screen, kindly type in one. Okay. All right. So the responses confirm that you guys can hear me. So this section is on respect to Zeniq, and so what I want us to pay attention to is regards to the Zeniq. Okay, the Zeniq web page. So whoever is interested or has a level of interest with respect to this particular project and what it stands for must one way or the other have an understanding or have a certain level of information, of course, which you'll be able to have such information with respect to their site. So we want to come to their website, that's the zenith.com, try to understand what the information of this page has, how it is going to impact you positively, and of course, we have a direct access to Uniswap. That is just by a click of this button, and this particular contract address is for the Ethereum contract address. That's the Zeniq Ethereum contract address. With this particular address, you can add it to your wallet, be it MetaMask, Trust Wallet, SafePal, or any other wallet that is applicable. Of course, this same contract address can help you enter the block explorer to verify a few things, as we've come to understand what blockchain stands for. So we know it's a transparent public ledger which is open to everybody. So with this particular contract address, you'll be able to make such inquiries, you'll be able to dig a bit deeper into whatever the project is. So we want to urge everybody who is interested in the project to make time and read a few information with respect to the site and get updated with whatever the site has to offer or whatever this project stands for. Of course, when you come down, I'm trying to go through this aspect so we understand a few things with respect to the project. Now, when you come to the page or when you come to the site, this section is also very important because one, it gives you the identity of this particular hub. And when I say identity, I'm talking about their current address. That is where you can locate them. So you can see their address in Dubai, the exact location where the office is. So if you want to do extra inquiry, of course, you can take these informations up and make your research based on that. You can see their legal status is also a limited liability company. And of course, when you come to the managing directors, you get to see the people at the top of the chain. So you get to see the CEO, who is the CEO, the COO, and of course the company registration number, which is very, very important. Okay, which is very, very important because you want to understand what they stand for and if they are credible enough to work with them. And of course, you want to check their trade license. So you get to see their trade license here. Of course, you can verify this as well. So these are the few things you want to put into consideration. Okay, you want to put into consideration. And of course, when you check their legal status, you get to see that their jurisdiction is within the Dubai International Financial Center. So this is a huge one. And of course, their licensing authority is also within this space. So once you pick this code, you'll be able to verify from these authorities, right? Be able to verify from these authorities. Why am I showing their site? It's because of what we're about to get exposed to. Now, another thing to take note of is with respect to the mint. When you go to their site, you see minting. When you click on the minting, it takes you to the block explorer. Okay, it takes you to the block explorer, which is this that is the Zeniq, because the Zeniq itself is a blockchain. So it takes you to its explorer and it gives you further details with respect to how it's blockchain operates with transactions, key, and of course its blockchain size, which is 484 megabytes. You come to understand why all of these things are important. And of course, you get to see every single block that is being confirmed, every single block that is being minted. You also have extra information with respect to the transactions, that is transactions per second and all of that. Now, going forward, we come to sapphire.com. Sapphire.com happens to be a part of this project we're going to get exposed to this evening. Of course, it is very important for us to understand what they are. Sapphire.com is more or less like a retail firm. They are handling the marketing aspect of the whole Zeniq project. So Zeniq in itself is the brains or the technology behind the project, which gives the offering of the product and of course the services with respect to the tokens and its blockchain. And the Sapphire has to do with the marketing aspect of it. So going a bit into it, what would they stand for and why should we consider Sapphire? You realize that Sapphire is also not just any mere firm because of its brand partnership. Currently, these are a few partners of Sapphire.com. In other words, people or brands that they are affiliated with. And you can see Google, you can see Alibaba, you can see Yahoo, Apple, Samsung, IBM, and Intel. All right. So you want to understand all of this. Kindly mute your microphone if your microphone is open, please. Right. So now when you check Sapphire as well, you get to see its address. So you can pick up all these addresses and verify all this information as you see fit. Okay. And of course, we move on to the third firm, of which that is the OCS. The OCS is a financial institution. So ideally, the project is designed on three major, should I say, legs or three major strongholds. Zeniq, which is into the technology. Microphones are open. All right. Zeniq, which is into the technology, Sapphire, which is into the marketing broadly, and the OCS, which is into the banking. So this three firm comes together to make whatever we're going to talk about this evening possible. And when we are looking at the OCS, in as much as they have their credibility, we can go all the way to check about its locations as well, what they stand for. Of course, these sites we can make personal inquiries with respect to each of them, which I would advise we do so for our own personal confidence with respect to. So you get to see the team as well. So these are the team. So you can visit the page and do your personal inquiries or personal researches with them to understand a few more. When you want to read about OCS, we didn't read about it, but just a quick one. You realize that OCS is in over 72 countries. Think when you read deeper, you get to realize that they have expanded in over 72 countries, which currently they are affiliated and still running business operations. Now, when you want to go into the team, you get to realize something interesting and an amazing personality, that is His Excellency Abdullah Saeed Juma Al Nabuda. All right, this personality here, when you read about him, you get to know a bit of info. You get to know detailed who his personality is, and of course, His Excellency, he affiliated to the royal family of Dubai. All right, he's affiliated to the royal family of Dubai, and he has been running his family business, which is the Al Nabuda Group, which has been in operation since 1953. It has been in operation for decades now, and apparently they run a lot of activities in relation to the United Arab Emirates. So these are the kind of individuals behind or backing this project we're going to talk about, and these are the major firms that are affiliated to the project we're talking about. Now, before we even go into the project, we want to understand that this project, this particular token, is already listed on UNISWAP, and we get to see the current price right here, that's 0.24. That is to say that the project, the token that the project presents, is already tradable. So whatever happens, you can trade the token at any time of any convenience. And of course, there are 3 LP that have been generated so far, of which if you choose any, you can provide liquidity and make returns from the transaction fees that comes on each of these trades on the DEX, of which is known as Uniswap, for those who are open to the DeFi space. Now, one thing I want to expose here, I did an on-chain analysis. When we say on-chain analysis, we are talking about a few factors with respect to blockchain and cryptocurrency in general. And so, doing a little bit of an on-chain analysis, I went into BTC to understand what a block size is. Of course, you get to see the block size of BTC, which is 357 gigabytes, very huge. When you check, let's go on. I will show you a bit info with respect to Ethereum as well. Ethereum is about, when we pick Ethereum, so Ethereum, when you check on-chain analysis with respect to Ethereum, there are a lot of information that we can pick out with respect to on-chain analysis, but a few that I'm drawing out. You get to see Ethereum block size as 262.97 gig. Okay, and so when you compare that with the ZENIQ blockchain, realize that the block size, that's the blockchain size of ZENIQ, is way lower, which is 484 megabytes. So low, not even up to a gig. Comparatively, when you have a bit info with respect to Mina blockchain, then you understand this particular blockchain sizes. The higher the block size, the tough the blockchain becomes in respect to its flexibility. So the least the size of the blockchain, the easier transaction and a whole lot of activities are able to be run on these particular blockchains. Not talking deeper into blockchain, so I'm trying to summarize a few info right here. Now, when you go back, as BTC has been the vehicle currency with cryptos, let me go back to BTC, go back to on-chain analysis, and check a few infos with respect to BTC quickly, so we can go into when you come to key info. Let me go to key info to pick up some information from there for us to all witness. All right, so something is not loading up. Let me see what's happening to my network. Okay, so I want to show us BTC's history. Oh, sorry, let me go to profile. All right, so when you come to profile, you get to see major milestones that BTC blockchain has accomplished so far, and you get to see Bitcoin first halving, which happened on the 28th of November 2012. That was the first time Bitcoin experienced its halving, and then miners who are making 50 BTC on an average from 2008 all the way to 2012 had to experience a drop in BTC volume that is being minted from 50 to 25, and that is the meaning of halving. Halving is a protocol, it's a technical process actually that reduces a token that is being mined or minted by half of the value according to the stipulated period of the protocol. So the second halving took effect on the 9th of July 2016, that is 4-year interval, and we experienced the 25 BTC that was being mined on an average to 12.5, and of course we move all the way to 2020, that is May 11, and BTC experienced the third half. So we are expecting the fourth, which is probably going to be the final halving of BTC somewhere around 2024. And of course, the 12.5 BTC that was being earned on an average reduced to 6.25 BTC. And so once the last halving also takes form, we are going to experience this 6.25 being halved into two. All right, into two. So as I was talking about OCS, I spoke about His Excellency Al Nabuda, who happens to be part of the royal family, which make Zenith a project that is one way or the other having the partnership of the Dubai royal family. In as much as they're also having partnership with the Dubai government, they also have some level of partnership with the royal family. And Al Nabuda has partnered with Zeniq, and this is Al Nabuda Group. All right. All of these informations are very, very keen, and they are very, very vital to whatever information that is going to proceed from here. So let's kindly pay attention to this information. Now, this group has been into multiple sectors like agriculture, like automotives, and that is heavy equipment, electricals, construction, lighting, hospitality, logistics, motorcycles, you can name them, real estate, smart buildings, solar, and a whole lot. Okay, and a whole lot. Now, the exciting thing is that this particular group is affiliated to Zeniq. Okay, this particular group is affiliated to Zeniq. Now, what we need to pay attention to is the range at which Zeniq is exposed. Okay, the range at which Zeniq is exposed. So we want to go straight to the brands which Al Nabuda is affiliated to, or the brand that Al Nabuda currently works with. Then we will know the kind level of partnership that Zeniq as a project is exposed to. So when you come down, you get to see the brands that are affiliated to Al Nabuda as ABB, Air Canada, Air France. You come down, you see Ashok Leyland, a whole lot of them. You see Goodyear, which is a known brand for those who are much exposed to automobiles. You see Cathay Pacific, a whole lot of them. Kaiser, just name them. You see Peugeot, and a whole lot of them. We have Turkish Airlines, we have, in fact, just to name a few. All right, there are a lot of brands that are affiliated or that are associated with Al Nabuda, and Al Nabuda happens to be a partner with Zeniq. So I want you to have the picture of the project we're going to talking about in brief, and that is going to be a whole lot of information to whatever is going to be shared. Now, going right to the time of their expo, you realize that it was published on IBS Intelligence. When you want to understand the impulse of this particular, then you need to understand what IBS stands for. So I would want you to make your own search, your own reading on IBS. You understand where IBS comes from and their credibility level. And they published this particular launch in Dubai, telling you how credible the whole system has been. And of course, a lot of information has been shared where His Excellency the Royal has been a partner, and of course, all these information has been online for us to have access to them. All right, for us to have access to them. And of course, when you come to the Block Explorer, because the machine being used in developing the blockchain of Zeniq is the Ethereum machines, and so it has the Block Explorer of Ethereum that is as per many smart contract or many blockchain related projects have been developed. Now, picking the smart contract, you can pick the smart contract address from the Zeniq page, which is this particular address, and verify on the blockchain. So I'm taking us quickly to the Block Explorer. Okay, then we just need to take a few notice of what information we have here. Currently, we have 12 million tokens, that's 12.7 million tokens of Zeniq in circulation. These tokens are as a result of minting, because all the tokens that are in circulation were minted, right? All of them were minted. Now we see the token holders growing from the last, it was about 1,000 something. Now we are 3,000 with an increase rate of 1.8%. Kindly mute your microphone. Kindly mute your microphone. All right, so you get to see the project is gaining traction, the project is developing by the day. All right, the project, and of course, everything that is going on can be verified on the blockchain. So you get to see the Uniswap version 3, what has gone by, the minting calls, and a whole lot of information from the Explorer, which it is open for you to do your personal researches on. So this brings us to what Zeniq actually is. All right, what Zeniq basically actually is. Now, this particular section it's going to be an information purposes. Like I would always say, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm only meant to give information. Whatever you do with the information is based on your conviction, all right, and your confidence. And so we will be looking at minting of coins. We'll be looking at halving, which I've already given a snapshot of it. We'll also be looking at a few forecasts that have been done by a few experts in the field. All right. Now, going forward, we are talking about Zeniq Technologies as a fintech enterprise. All right, because the project you are looking at is the Zeniq blockchain. Now, I believe most of us by now already know what we mean by fintech. It's basically a financial technology. All right. So Zeniq is trying to venture into a space, a market space that is worth trillion. And what market space are we talking about now? We will come to understand this particular market space and see how the potentials of this market is for each and every individual. All right. Now, their main objective is to look or bridge the gap and bridge the gap. And so the mission they have taken upon themselves is to connecting traditional banking and that of crypto. Ideally, there have been a whole lot of challenges with traditional bankings and crypto. You want to move funds, there are a lot of channels, cumbersome channels that if you lack basic information or basic knowledge, there's a higher probability you might throw your funds to a particular wallet or a wrong destination where you might not even get your funds back. So these challenges are what have actually caused the firm to come up with these solutions. All right. So the idea is to bridge or to connect the traditional banking and that of crypto. So for instance, merchants want to do transactions and they want to accept transaction payment in the form of crypto, but they are scared of volatility. They are also considering the channels and of course block space, block time, how smart, because trying to do a crypto transaction and waiting for a period of minutes before it confirmed, before you can move on to the next client becomes a big challenge for a lot of merchants. So all of these challenges are what Zeniq are trying to bring solutions to. Okay, these are what they are trying to bring solutions to. So they are trying to seek to make all of this process with respect to cryptocurrency block space and that of the traditional system to become more simple, uncomplicated, so people everywhere can access it. Okay, and of course, in considering all of this, they want to also focus on the maximum protection, because when you're looking at the blockchain, a lot of insecurity can be found on the block space. All right. So what they are looking now to do at the moment is to make sure that in as much as they are providing solutions, they are also making sure that optimal security is being considered. And of course, when you're looking at the legal aspect of it, this is not a regular project on blockchain that has no physical product that can be attributed to it, which would bring in a lot of legalization issues like that of the SEC and a whole lot like we experience on projects like SRP and a few others. This particular project has physical or tangible product that bridges that gap. So they really don't have that issue with legal uh, authorities and all of that. And of course, they are trying to make the whole system work conveniently, whether being online or offline, because of the nature of the project that they are handling, the product they are bringing into the space. And so when you look at the image on the screen, you get to see an example of how a minting house looks like, more or less like a mainframe system. So that's how minting house looks like. And of course, Zeniq coin is also exclusive. Okay, it has its own minting house, and that is why we have this coin to give you a representation of what a minting house looks like. And of course, it is decentralized. Okay, it is decentralized. Aside the fact that it is a minting house, like any other blockchain related project, it is also decentralized, regardless to the fact that it is a project that is springing up from three major firms put together. Of course, and the market capitalization is so huge because we are looking at tokenization, and we'll come to understand why tokenization is considered to be one of the biggest markets so far in human history. All right, we'll come to understand why it is considered to be that. Now, and I've already explained these are the firms that are in collaboration with this particular project known as Zeniq. And of course, these are same informations I've already showed earlier. So moving on straight, when you are looking at the OCS, that is the financial firm associated to this particular project, they are into investment banking, asset management, Of course, once you are part of Zeniq, you are a partner, you have access to all of these services, of course, if you so choose. And they are into commodity trading because when you look into OCS is more or less like the trade center for Dubai. All right, they are like the trade center for Dubai, and they are into commodity trading. They do all of this custody services, banking instruments, and of course debit cards that they issue to their clients. And we'll get to see why and how this thing can be of benefit to their client. All right, and of course they also have correspondent banks outside of their jurisdiction where they do transactions. So this particular project is already global right from the inception. It's already global right from the inception. And of course, as you can see from this screen, billions of people worldwide can be seen as the target group for Zeniq because each and every individual, whether conscious or not conscious, participate in the financial market one way or the other. So it's either you are aware of it or you are not aware of it. That is why Zeniq has this wide range. Okay, that's why Zeniq has this wide range of client base. And so if only you understand the project, you will see a whole lot of prospects with the project. And most of the time, a lot of people who have heard of blockchain, cryptocurrency, think about only the cryptocurrency aspect and lose focus of what the technology actually means. The technology, which is the blockchain, is the public ledger, and it is what makes cryptocurrency come to life. Okay, and so we lose sight of them, thinking that it is for a group of persons, and some of us it really doesn't concern us. Truth of the matter is, all these institutions you are seeing, those in the banking and finance, the logistics, the health, the insurance, energy, real estate, trade, governance, internet of things, and that of travel, all of these firms are participating on the block space. This is so amazing. All of these firms have participations on the blockchain as we know it. So blockchain is not only meant for a group of people or a sect of people. All right, it is as to how knowledgeable you'll be with respect to the technology and how you can leverage or take advantage of it. And of course, you can see the quote right here: a blockchain will have a more significant impact on the world than the internet. And this particular quote was given by Jack Ma, one of the Chinese billionaires. And that is what we are seeing in our current space. That is what we are seeing in our current space. And of course, CZ, who everybody knows, or almost everybody on the call knows, made a statement that blockchain will be bigger than the internet. Do you know why? The internet works only online, but the blockchain works both on online and offline. So it combines two potential probabilities. It is not limited to only online. When someone is not having data, I can access the internet. With blockchain, with or without data, provided the technology has been designed to function in that space, you can use blockchain. So blockchain has a higher prospect even compared to the internet. And of course, all things being equal, there's a high probability blockchain will be more and more used than the internet within space of time. So we're going right into Zeniq blockchain. Zeniq blockchain, okay, is a decentralized system, and of course, they are coming up with a decentralized exchange. That is one thing we need to understand. And their decentralized exchange is being built on the Zeniq blockchain. Okay, and this particular decentralized exchange is going to be having the interface like that of a centralized exchange, even though it's decentralized. So you can have an exchange like that of Binance, so trading or participating on an exchange like that, but having it as a decentralized exchange. And a few things to consider with respect to their exchange and of course their blockchain is that when you check their blockchain, they have up to 50,000 transactions per second. These are some of the things to consider, because if you are looking at connecting traditional finance to that of the crypto, you should look at all of these indices, because if you want to participate in the traditional sense, you don't have time for block confirmations and all of that. And this blockchain is as fast as it could be, because when you are comparing the existing blockchains, the highest of it with respect to transactions per second has to do with Tron, and that is about 24,000 transactions per second. But Zeniq has more than double of that. ZENIG has more than double of that, and it is also designed such that you don't need to be wrapping tokens. For instance, for those who understand blockchain will understand wrapping. If you want to spend Bitcoin on Ethereum blockchain, you need to wrap Bitcoin. If you want to spend Bitcoin on Binance blockchain, you need to wrap Bitcoin. But if you want to spend all of this and you want to wrap it, it comes with a level of knowledge, and of course you need to follow certain protocols, certain processes. If you miss them, there's a high probability you might lose your funds. So all of these challenges, Zeniq has designed a blockchain that need no wrapping, so you can trade or you can transact on the blockchain from any block space. In other words, it put together the proof of work and the proof of stake consensus technology all into one project, into play. And so you can operate on the Ethereum network, on the Binance network, on the Tron, all of that on the Zeniq blockchain without any need for wrapping. That is another thumbs up for the project. Now, all of this being said, the firm has designed a product, and that is what we see on the screen. It is a tablet, but this tablet is no ordinary tablet. Okay, it is no ordinary tablet. The tablet is designed such that it can function as a regular tablet. As we know, you can have apps on it, you can do, in fact, you can have multi functionalities to the tablet, but the basic functionality of the tablet is that it is a masternode. It is a masternode on its own. So what it does is that it mints the token for you. Once you have possession of the tablet or the masternode, it begins to mint the token for you, and it will be mint for a period of 20 years. Of course, we will come into that space shortly. But the key features or the key facts we need to take into consideration with respect to the product has to do with the hardware. Okay, it gives you not only access to minting, but it also having a hardware wallet feature embedded in there. Because when you take, for instance, SafePower wallet, we have SafePower soft wallet and we have its hard wallet. Of course, you don't just get hard wallets, you need to buy it. So in same perspective, this project, this particular product, is going to give you more value for your funds. Aside the value, is going to become a hardware wallet. Of course, with a 7-inch HD touchscreen, you can use it for multi functionalities. You have 6 core processors. These are the reasons why you are able to use it as a masternode. These processors are designed inbuilt for the purpose of minting. Okay, and it has that of 250 gigabyte memory, which you can use it for all the things you want to do as a regular tablet. All right, as a regular tablet. Now, another amazing thing is that it is a portal for the digital investment. When we are talking about the digital investment, we are talking about a bridge where your tablet becomes your bank, in a sense that because it's a hardware wallet and you still can use it in a soft state, you can use it as a point of sale device. You can use it in making transactions with point of sale. Aside that, it connects you to the decentralized exchange that is being developed or designed by Zeniq directly. You don't need KYC, you don't need all of that. It is a direct access to the decentralized exchange of Zeniq. And aside it being decentralized, it also gives you your private key and your security key. These are some of the things that most of traders, especially those that uses much of the centralized exchange, don't pay attention to. In crypto, in the space of blockchain, if you don't hold your private key, the token is not yours. Okay, you are not the owner, you are just the holder. So for instance, those funds that are on centralized exchange, the moment the centralized exchange folds up, the moment there is probably a lawsuit and there is going to be a close down, all assets on all wallets are locked out. Whatever your account may be, you don't have access to your funds, so those funds are no more yours. It's gone. But with this particular product, you have your private key, you have your secret key, and you are not only the holder but the owner of the tokens. All right, you are not only the holder but the owner also of the tokens. And of course, it mints the coins on a daily basis. It mints the coins on a daily basis. So for the period of 20 years, this particular product is going to mint the Zeniq token for you. Okay, it's going to mint the tokens for you. Now, this is the technology behind the Zeniq hardware wallet, or should I say the hardware product. This is how it is designed, because you don't need any aside it being decentralized, you also don't need any KYC. There's no regulation to it with respect to SEC, because it's a hardware product. So SEC cannot come in and sue the firm with respect to legalization issue. It is a hardware product. All right. So they don't have, in fact, they have bypassed the SEC regulations and their rules. Aside that, it is a node, okay, like Bitcoin. So as I showed earlier, Bitcoin has what we call the halving. The same way this particular product also halves the token. It halves the token over the period of time. And aside that, I've already explained the fact that you can do direct buying and selling by it connecting to your exchange directly without the need of any KYC. Can also be used as point of sale, and a whole lot of functionalities that comes with it. And the nature of the way this product is designed in two forms. It has the online and the offline feature. Whereas the online, you can use it on of course with the internet, and the offline can also be used without internet, where your tokens can also operate exactly the way it can operate online. So it has both functionalities. That is how the potentials of blockchain has been utilized in this particular product. All right. And of course, the product is coming out with an app, which we are expecting within this month of August. We probably might see the app coming into shape on Play Store, right? And the app itself is also decentralized. Once the app comes live, it is going to be connected to the hardware, and of course, it will also be connected to the cloud, which is the online account. So the app can be used multi-purposely. The app can also serve as the point of sale, and of course, you also have access to the transaction in real time. That is, if you want to convert your crypto to fiat, your fiat to crypto, it is just by the click of a button on the app, and everything is done. You can use the app to send your crypto directly to your bank account, and it will represent the funds in your bank account as fiat directly without any need of protocols or whatnot. So that is how the project is being designed, and these are possible use cases we are seeing with the project. And of course, we can't talk and leave the exchange out of the picture. So the exchange is designed that it will have the best of rate. When we say the best of rate, you can see here every transaction that is undertaken on the exchange is going to take a fee of 0.01 euro, which is still less than 2 cents. Okay, it's still less than 2 cents. Ideally, when you perform a transaction on a centralized exchange, the minimum you can pay, depending on the exchange, but on an average, the minimum you pay ranges from $7 to $10, depending on your volumes of transaction. But with this, it is a fixed transaction fee. So no matter the transaction level, you don't need to strategically go and do a trade on limit order in order to bypass transaction fee like we do on market orders. All right. So that's how the centralized exchange is designed. And of course, it gives additional advantage to the ones that are holding the Zeniq coin. This is the advantage. If you are a ZENIG coin holder, and I so much love this particular aspect of the whole project. If you are a ZENIG coin holder, you become a shareholder of the ZENIG exchange. You are not just a token holder, you are a shareholder of the exchange. So whatever volumes that are being generated in the exchange through transactions, you have a share as a token holder monthly. This is awesome. All right. And of course, as an exchange, it is going to list almost all major currency pairs. We're going to list almost all major currency pairs. So these are some of the things we need to pay attention to. And of course, it's IBAN compatible verification. All right. So you can do a bit of reading into it. When you do a little comparison on exchanges, of course, ZENIQ exchange is going to be decentralized. So we are comparing it with a few of the decentralized exchanges currently. We pick Uniswap, which is on the Ethereum blockchain. We pick Pancake, which is on the Binance blockchain. Now, when you pick Uniswap, the transaction or in volumes per a day is 1.6 billion transactions. Now, out of this 1.6 billion transactions, Ethereum fees makes you to pay an average. I think it's recently that gas fees or transaction fees have been massage the bid. So we pay within the range of $7 to about $12 as transaction fee on Uniswap based on your transaction. Bear that in mind. So if the transactions that are being done on Uniswap per day, that's 24-hour volume, is 1.6 billion. Multiply the transaction fee by this volume, you will tell you the level of inflows that Uniswap makes in 24 hours. When you check that of PancakeSwap, Pancake charges about 30 cents. It depends also on the kind of transaction you are participating in on that space. You can pay within 10 cents to 20 cents, 30 cents. Now, when you check the transaction within 24 hours, we have 1 million transaction being taken on PancakeSwap, and that transaction, multiply that by the fee, and now consider ZENIQ as a blockchain technology with a decentralized exchange having a fee which is fixed as 1 cent, and consider the usability, the use cases of the project or the blockchain, and of course consider the potentials of the blockchain and the possibility of your share if you are a token holder or a coin holder. Of course, like I said, when you are a coin holder, you are a part owner, you are a shareholder of the exchange. So whatever volumes that comes out from the exchange as transaction fees, you have a share in it. So do your own forecasting and see the potentials you would have in there. Now, doing a bit of comparison with respect to Ethereum, we see Ethereum as a token which was listed, and within a space of about 5 years, we see from 0.68 it pumped all the way to 4,000 plus dollars. We see that of the Binance token, which is BNB, which also within a space of 6 years has pumped from 0.09 to $660. So do your own estimation. Consider the use cases of ZENIQ. Consider the usability, the investors, the people that are involved with ZENIQ, and do the forecast for yourself. Then you see the potentials ZENIQ is having as a token, even with the current price we are seeing. And of course, having the halving technology is another amazing aspect of the project. Now, this side is the digital banking that ZENIQ introduces. This digital banking give room for the project to be able to support crypto payments for online stores. So, for instance, there is say Amazon want to do an online store, even Twitter is looking out for an online store. So all of these online transactions, they have plugins that can enable. So just look at the rate of adoption of cryptocurrencies and the digital migration in the fourth industrial revolution and do an analysis for yourself. You will understand the vision of ZENIQ, and you will of course be able to focus and see where ZENIQ is going. And of course, they have the API softwares for crypto payment services. And so with this API software, people or firms that are into trade or transaction will be able to incorporate ZENIQ to be able to facilitate their transaction with respect to crypto and fiat, which will be done on an instant basis. It will be done on an instant basis. And of course, you get to see the ATM, the API software solutions for the ATM. So this also would help the ATMs to be able to transact with crypto and fiat concurrently. So if you have fiat, you can deposit that fiat and you have it as crypto on your funds, on your account. You can use your crypto funds to go in and withdraw fiat. That is how the API software solutions have been designed. And of course, when you are looking at the digital banking sector of ZENIQ, then we can see something like PayPal coming into play. Because if you are looking at the use cases, the usability, and of course all this potential that ZENIQ is having, you can probably talk about a project or a firm that the net would be so huge compared to Revolut. For those who know Revolut, Revolut is a digital banking, okay, and their current valuation, think since the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks or so, their valuation is about 33 billion, right from 5 billion to 33 billion after their sale. And so if you have digital banking, you have all these projects, you have all this product as well, and you have all this affiliation, then you can give a forecast to this particular project, and that will be right on point. Okay, so going a bit into it, talking about the ZENIQ project, we can't talk about ZENIQ project and lose out on the ZENIQ coin. One thing we need to understand is that every blockchain related activity comes on two fundamentals. That is what we call the network consensus and the cryptographic aspect. So all of this that I'm focusing on with respect to the blockchain, the exchange, and all of that has to do with the network consensus, the design. Now, how to bring about all of this design comes with the cryptography, which generates what we call the cryptocurrency, which is considered to be the coin. Okay, which is considered to be the coin. Now, ZENIQ coin is not a token. Most people don't understand the difference between the token and the coin. Basically, when we talk of a coin, in a simple man's understanding, a coin is the cryptocurrency designed on a blockchain. A token is a cryptocurrency designed on a blockchain's project. Simple. So there is an existing blockchain, and on the blockchain, they've designed a project on the blockchain. That blockchain project comes out with a coin, and that coin is considered to be a token. But ZENIQ is a coin. That shows you the potentials of the coin. And aside the fact that it is designed on the blockchain of ZENIQ, it is also limited in volume. It's about 600 million in max supply. And all of these 600 million tokens are yet to be minted. And that is why the minting has been designed to take that span of years, so as to create scarcity for price to gain value in the market. Because when there's demand and supply and there's scarcity, value will always appreciate. And it's also designed to have an annual halving. So within a space of each year, the volumes which will be minted would reduce by half, as we saw in the case of Bitcoin. Bitcoin halves each 4 years. ZENIQ is designed to halve each year on a continuous basis. I will explain that briefly as we move along. And so tokenization and a few others are also being considered with respect to the ZENIQ, and all of these projects would demand the ZENIQ coin before it can be possible to be designed on the blockchain. And of course, it is listed on UNISWAP, soon to be listed on PancakeSwap. Let's watch out for that. Now, talking about the halving, okay, we have two aspects of the halving. There is the time halving and there is the sales halving. Let me explain this quickly. The time halving has to do with the yearly basis. So in a space of a year, the volume that are minted will be reduced by half. Each year will be reduced by half till the tokens are fully minted. Now, the sales halving is such that the hardware, which is the hardware wallet, the tablet I showed earlier, the hardware, once the sale has been done, each 1,000 volumes of that product sold out of the company reduces the minting volume by 4%. Each volumes of 1,000 that is sold out reduces the minting volume. So they have designed it such a way that the early birds have the most advantage. Aside that, the more the halves are being sold out, the more the sustainability of the blockchain, because a blockchain is designed to be a decentralized ledger. So for it to be sustained and strong enough, it has to have a lot of nodes, and that is why ZENIQ blockchain is having about 200,000 plus of the hardware. I think 222,000. And this shows how strong the blockchain is, because if it is not decentralized on that large scale basis, then it will be a very difficult thing to handle transactions of 50,000 per second. All right, and with the halving, that is with this time halving, the halving begins a year to a year, but then it doesn't wait to the year. Each and every day there is a level of halving of the token. So right from the beginning of this particular year, it started in February. The next halving, major halving, will begin next year, February. So from now till the end of February, we are having volumes of 100 tokens minted a day, running down. Currently, we are about 60 to 50 tokens a day, and it is still reducing per day till it gets to the next year, which we will begin another halving series. So each and every day there's a level of volumes of satoshis that reduces from the halving. There's a volume of satoshis that reduces from the halving. All right, so that is what we need to understand. In other words, those who position themselves with Zeniq at the early phase would be able to have most of the advantage with respect to Zeniq. Like in the case of Bitcoin, for those who started minting in 2008, in 2012, they had already minted 50, 50, 50 on an average. And so reducing it was still something to write home about. And so we are talking about tokenization as a market. And that market, according to the World Forum, that's World Economic Forum, has valuated it with a forecast of 24 trillion in the next coming years, that is 2027. And that market is estimated to even be 74 times bigger than that of Google and 285 times bigger than Coca-Cola. This is huge. And that is the market Zeniq has entered into. That is the space Zeniq is playing now. So understanding all of these indices give us a forecast as to what Zeniq stands for. Why are we saying that this market valuation is huge? Because this market does not only involve project financing. Okay, it does not only involve project financing, it does not also have potential for huge companies with savings. Of course, it has a transparency, but the most of it is that it incorporates almost all big firms. You have real estate coming into tokenization, you have solar coming into tokenization, you have wind power coming into tokenization, art, painting, licensing, patent. In fact, name what you'd think of, it is coming to tokenization. Why? Because the blockchain is being adapted on a large scale, and it is the blockchain that is being considered to be used on this tokenization basis. Now, you might be wondering, how are they going to accumulate, or how are they going to acquire all of this into the block space? Remember Al Nabuda. Remember Al Nabuda. Al Nabuda is into all of this already. This is huge. Real estate, all of this, smart buildings, smart mobility, solar, all of this. Al Nabuda is already operating in that space. So it tells you what Zeniq has started, what Zeniq's potentials could be in the future. And this should be a level of information that could give you an intuitive information on what to do. All right. And so when you're looking at the market of tokenization, it's huge. And that is why even stocks are being tokenized. A lot of these traditional systems are being tokenized. And of course, it is transparent, because if I've been able to tokenize my asset and I peradventure decide to sell the asset, I can't sell it to multiple people. I can't sell that same asset to 2 people or to 3 persons. I can only sell it to 1 person, because once it is tokenized and I sell it off, I lose right to it. Like in our local, where people can sell land to about 3 or 4 or 5 persons, and there'll be a whole lot of land litigations and a whole lot of land issues. With tokenization, once you sell off the asset, you don't have right again to the asset. And that is what makes it huge. That is what brings in huge potential. So NFTs will be involved. All of these we are saying would be part of tokenization. That is why tokenization is valuated to be that huge in the coming years, estimatedly 2027 by the World Economic Forum. So this is not me saying it. All right. And of course, all that Zeniq has put in place, they've been able to accomplish and achieve them in their record times. This tells you that Zeniq is up for something. They are really working on something. Because when you check the project as it started in 2018, all the way coming down, they've been able to list the token as they stated in their roadmap. And when you check their roadmap going forward, they are looking at connecting the app to the hub, which we are going to be experiencing it anytime within this month of August 2021. And of course, the tokenization is going to come in the 3rd to 4th quarter of this year. And already things are being put in place. And OCS is going to introduce the Zeniq debit card which individuals can have access to the debit cards for their fiat crypto transactions with any ATM for that matter. And this is huge. This is huge. And of course, the latter part of 2021 into the early part of 2022, we are going to experience the decentralized exchange coming into form or going live. And once you are a token holder, as I said earlier, you're going to be a shareholder of whatever transaction revenue that comes from the exchange. And this is not like it is going to be accumulated and it's going to be paid to you by an authority. No, it is decentralized. It is a protocol that is designed so it is on automated basis. And of course, they are looking at education because they believe in education, that with education they can scale up and span out very wide. So with Zeniq, we can really see that Zeniq is a masterpiece for a long-term strategy. That is, if you are an investor, if you are a business builder and you want to look at the long-term perspective, then Zeniq is one masterpiece that you can put into your considerations. And of course, what you see on the screen is the value that the Zeniq coin has designed to have, because the tokenization or the returns from tokenization, a huge volume will be used in the coin development. So such profit, such revenues come back into the token development. The sale of the hardware, the masternode, the returns come back to the token development on an 100% profit distribution. When you look at the exchange, all of the participation of the exchange, the blockchain related activities, everything come back into the token, the coin development. And of course, this give value to the token. So unlike regular cryptocurrency, unlike regular blockchain tokens, Zeniq is designed in a multifaceted phase with different and diverse ways of price increase, because not only being adapted, there is ability and all of that, but it's designed to gain value even with tokenization. It's designed to gain value even with exchange transactions. It's designed to gain value even with sales of the product with respect to the hardware. So the token is designed not only based on demand and supply factors or scarcity and all of that, but all of this come to play, and this makes it huge, guys. This makes it huge. So we want to make time to look into the Zeniq project and make decisions for yourself. Of course, it drives its reality from all these areas with respect to the real estate tokenization, the solar, the wind, the NFT, the music, art and industry, the debit card, the hub, in fact, the exchange. Every single project that pertains to the Zeniq contribute to the Zeniq coin. That is what makes it real. So this is one of a project that is a project of a kind, because there have been a lot of cryptocurrency related projects, but Zeniq is unique. All right, this is a forecast on the token minting. I wouldn't dwell much on this because this is a forecast, right? So I wouldn't dwell much on this. This is the volumes of tokens that you would have been able to mint right from February to February with each year. But like I said, it deals with sales halving and time halving, so it reduces with each day in Satoshi values. So wouldn't do much here. This is what I explained with respect to the 4% drop in the coin per day. That is with each 1,000 hub that goes out of the company. Right, now coming to this particular section, how do you mint the Zeniq token, which is very, very important. How do you mint the Zeniq token? There are two major ways to mint the token. You can mint the token by purchasing that of the hardware, which is the Zeniq hub, or you can mint the token by purchasing the housing hub. The housing hub, you are not the one to be in possession of it. It is, as I showed earlier, let me go back. It is as I showed earlier, right from here. This is how the housing hub looks like. Okay, this is how it looks like. So you buy a housing hub, it is being maintained by the firm. It's being handled and managed by the firm. All you do is you earn your tokens on a daily basis. Okay, you earn your tokens on a daily basis, and of course you spend it on a daily basis. That is if you choose to spend your tokens that way. And of course, each hub has a volume of tokens it mint on a daily basis, considering the halving. Now, when you buy the Housing Hub 1, what you earn times 2 when you buy this Housing Hub 2x, and the same applies to this. You earn times 4 of this when you buy this Housing Hub. The same way goes to buying this final pack. You earn 556 times of what you would have earned here should you purchase this particular hub. All right, and of course you can also consider, depending on what you want to do, you can buy a fraction of this particular hub, and based on the fraction you can get 1 out of 2, that is half of this hub. You can get 1/4 of this hub, you can get 1/32 of this hub, of course 1 out of 16 and 1 out of 8 with respective price ranges. So that choice is for you as an individual. And of course, this being the concept overview, let me quickly jump in onto the benefit of ZENIQ, aside the fact that they have given the room or the space for individuals to mint the tokens and decide what to do with the tokens. Of course, you see the tokens being listed, so you can trade it as and when you choose. But with all of this development going on, the firm has decided to use the word of mouth marketing approach instead of going to public media for marketing. Okay, and that is where Sapphire designed this model for those who decide to work with them on the publicity aspect. And of course, with that, it is not mandatory because it has nothing to do with the token minting. If you are minting your coin, you can mint your coin without participating in this. You can participate in this, but it will still not affect your coin minting. All right. Some people may say that, okay, if I'm participating in this, then I'm going to mint more. No, it doesn't work like that. Once you have purchased the hub, it is a hub. It has nothing to do with this particular aspect of the company. All right. And their idea is that they want to set up branch offices in these areas, that's India, Europe, Russia, Southern and Northern America. All right. And that is the focus of the firm within the short term. And of course, they have started working on it with a few infos coming out. Now, those that have decided to participate in the activities of the firm, aside the minting, I want to go the extra mile by saying, okay, I'm going to help you with your publicity. I'm also going to help you reach out to a lot of people. You earn 69% payout on whatever that has been done by your own effort on a unilevel structure. Why unilevel structure? The company is not in for network marketing. They are using the approach to reach a large number of audience. So you don't need to be doing, let me place this person here, let me place that person here, okay, let me balance my leg. It doesn't work here. The company is not interested in multi-level marketing. The company is interested in using the model to reach as large number as possible. And so to the 15th level, as many as that comes in, you would earn on them on a cumulative percentage of 69% on the uni level. The career bonus is something that as you are helping the firm, they rate you. And as they rate you, they give you extra bonuses. Okay, they rate you, they give you extra bonus. And there's also the bonus pool, which is the global sharing pool. And of course, when you want to consider, this is how the uni level to the 15 level structure works. Whoever you introduce to the system, the firm gives you 9% directly. Whoever the person you've introduced also introduced, you earn 8% on that directly, and it goes on to the 15 level. So whoever the second person introduced, you earn 7%. So as many as you introduce yourself, you earn 9% on that, regardless of the volume that comes in. The firm has designed the system as a decentralized system. It is not someone paying it to you, it is automated, and you withdraw your funds directly. For those who would want to understand how it is done, I'm going to do a short video on how to withdraw your funds, and I will upload it on the YouTube channel so you can have access to it as well. But so this is for the uni level. Okay, this is for the uni level. Now, when you come to the career bonus, when you see it is level 1, 2, 3, all the way to level 15 with respect to the uni level. Now, each level you hit, it gives you a bonus considered to be the career bonus. Now, with level 2, it gives you 15 euros for free. With level 75, gives you 75. With level 3, it gives you 75 euros for free. With level 4, which is Ruby, gives you 300 euros for free. Once you hit that level, it becomes automated. It comes to your account directly. Of course, I have personally been a testimony to this. All right, I've personally been a testimony to this. And once you hit double ruby, 600 euros come. So and when you hit that particular level, these are the levels of bonuses you earn. These are instant bonuses and they are one time. Okay, so should you hit diamond, you are earning 40,000 euros instantly. Should you hit double diamond, it's 80,000. Should you hit double gold diamond, it is 2.5 million euros instantly. So someone who is into multi-level business can decide to take this up as a business and make an extra income aside the token that is being minted with or without your active involvement. All right, and now the most exciting thing about the X1, X2, X10, X20, X40 and the likes to X500 has to do with what we call the world pool. So the X you are seeing is your share value in the world pool. So once you hit ruby, you have one share in the pool. So 10% out of the world volume is taken and a share is given to the one who is ruby, and this is paid each month for 6 months. This is awesome, guys. Each month for 6 months. When you hit double ruby, you earn a share times 2 each month for 6 months. When you get to sapphire, you get 10 of the share, okay, each month for 6 months. And per the last 3-month valuation of the share, each share was valued at 250 euros. Okay, each share was valued at 250 euros. So when you do the math, you realize that once you have a share as a ruby, provided you've seen business in this and you want to use it as a business, it means that you're earning one share, that's 250 euros for 6 months. So 250 euros would be paid out to you monthly for 6 months. So just being a ruby, you are earning 1,500 euros. Now skipping to diamond, you are earning 80 of the share. All right, so per share, which is 250 euro, multiplying that by 80 for a month is what you earn as a diamond monthly, which is 20,000 euros. So you are going to earn this for 6 months as a diamond, and so multiplying that by 6 months, you are earning 120,000 euros as a diamond. This is the opportunity ZENIQ has added to its token project so as to have a wider reach, because they understand that word of mouth marketing has proven to be one of the best means of publicity as against public media. And of course, with word of mouth marketing, they'll be able to value whatever expenses they are making with respect to the advertisement. Because if I do social media marketing, public media marketing, and it is not, it's bringing in value, how will I be able to measure the value I'm earning based on the work I'm doing with respect to public media marketing? But with the word of mouth marketing and the model of the multi-level structure or the network structure, they'll be able to evaluate and tell, okay, this is what we've been able to achieve, because accountability is one of the key principles we considered with respect to business building. And so they're able to rate and understand that this is what we are earning, this is what we are spending, and this is where we are headed. All right, that is why they designed and adapted this model. So this is what ZENIQ has installed for whoever sees an opportunity with ZENIQ. All right, so at this point, okay, we need to understand the project and regain our control with respect to our finances. I'll end the session here and I'll open the room for questions. All right, thank you all once again for your time on this call. So I open the room for questions. If there's any question, we are open to your question. Let me see. Okay, someone is saying I should explain the part of the token and the coin difference. All right, so when you're saying token, there are blockchains and there are projects on blockchain. For instance, Ethereum is a blockchain, okay, and it has a coin. When you pick Tron is a blockchain, it has a coin. But when you pick a project like which project, there are a lot of projects that are designed on Ethereum blockchain. So you can pick Veracity, for instance. Veracity is a blockchain project designed on Ethereum. Okay, and what Veracity token is a token, not a coin, because Veracity is not having its own blockchain. It is designed on the Ethereum blockchain. So that is not considered to be a coin. Veracity is a token, but Ethereum is designed on its own blockchain, so that is considered to be a coin. So when you're looking at the difference between a coin and a token, that is the difference. A token is designed on a particular blockchain, but a coin is a native token of a particular blockchain. I hope that explains your question. Awesome. I hope this particular section has been worth your time, and I believe more infos have been shared. Thank you guys. Thank you all for your time. And I believe going forward, we're going to see a whole lot of progress with ZENIG. And of course, our finances are going to go way higher. Once again, I want to say thank you all for your time. And I really appreciate you for being here. Okay, I see a question right here saying that are the hardware hubs in Ghana? The hardware hubs currently they are taking stocks of the sales. So they are going to do the distribution within the space of 12 to 14 weeks. So wherever you are, all you need is to make your purchase. Okay. Once you make your purchase, it will be delivered to you. But as it stands now, they've not started distributing the hardware. But the work of the hardware, once you purchase it, it begins. I hope it explains your question. Okay, so if there are no other questions, let me check. Okay. Okay. All right. So I don't see any other question right here. So I would end this particular section. And once again, thank you all for your time. Have a wonderful evening. Meet you where the eagles fly.